Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome once again to the mess hall here at Dr. Jet Laboratories. I thought I'd show you progress on the Mozilla 400. It's been hiding for a while because it's been waiting for Steve to make a motor. Let's be real honest. Steve doesn't sell a whole lot of these little motors. The people that want Steve motors want bigger and faster. And so he makes a lot more bigger and faster motors and not so many of these little ones. So I have to wait for it, and I don't mind. I understand business. I'll wait to get it made. So Steve did get around to making it. Thank you very much. And now, boys and girls, and beings of all 57 genders, right here in my hands, is the only water-cooled neutron motor in existence. So the jacket has been assembled as I discussed it. It's been pressure tested. The gazinta is down here at the bottom. I moved it off a little bit so it wouldn't be right on the bottom of the hull, so it would kind of come off on the, but it's real close to the bottom. And of course, the exit here, the gazouta, is right at the top, so this will fill up the jacket completely and keep my little neutron cool. So anyway, I've made the motor mount, installed the stuffing tube. What I'm going to do on this stuffing tube, you notice I haven't put a mount yet at this end. What's going to happen is I'm going to make a mount for that, and I'm going to extend it a little bit beyond the edge here to act as a barrier to keep the battery, the 1.2 amp hour airsoft battery, from hitting the spinning collet. So it'll just be a little shoulder there that'll keep the battery from getting into trouble. You see what I'm saying? And I might do one on the other side because that way I could run 2 packs or one single pack that has a 1S and a 1S. So it leaves me lots of options. Part of the deal of this boat is the flood chamber, and I want to make it self-righting. So you notice I've got this motor as low as I can, and the battery will be as low as it can and a little bit on the left. The only thing that's kind of sacrificial for operational ease is the servo and the receiver. I like to keep them up off the floor and out of any water that may collect. So in addition, I've put on this slightly shorter rudder. I have a couple of these brackets, and I ran this on a cat with good success. And there's so much prop wash going over this rudder. I don't have the thing in there yet. Going over this rudder that this was more than adequate in the last application. And if it doesn't work with this, I'll just put on the longer rudder. 1 bolt and 1 pin, and that's it. So lastly, I'm looking at where to exhaust the water cooling. And I originally thought about dumping it here into the flood chamber, but you can't really see the water coming out. So I think I'm going to do like I've done on a couple other models. And I think I did it on the Silver Bullet too, was to come out the top here. And just that way I can see it as it's going by. So a little bit of epoxy. I've got epoxy in an exit, epoxy in a support. And we are ready to rock and roll with the Mozilla 400 from Hydro and Marine. This is Oliver Seiss. And so thank you, Oliver. And we may be building some more of your stuff. Although, You know, there's a couple of German manufacturers, H&M and MHZ, and I really wish they would get some new stuff in. Their stuff is good, don't get me wrong, but there hasn't been a whole lot new. Of course, with boats, how new can you get? You know, it's kind of the tried and true. It's the same thing with gliders. Look at a glider from 10 years ago and look at one today. They look the same. Why? Because of wind tunnels. Anyway, I thought I'd fill you in on everything. Until later, jet out.